All right. Hi. Long time no see. This is gonna be, I guess, a bit of a catch up. Um, a little bit about how I'm feeling, what I'm up to. I have absolutely no plan whatsoever going into this video. But I was home for the weekend and I've been thinking a lot about a lot of different things, and one of them being how I haven't posted in a really long time. And amidst like so many things changing about me and about my life lately, I don't want this to go away. Because making videos has been something that I've been doing for a very long time, something that has brought me joy in the times when I needed it most, and I feel like right now I really need it. So here we are. I'm sitting in the parking lot of what once was my music lessons. Have not been there in like 3 years. I don't know. I've been feeling honestly kind of like a failure lately. I found out yesterday that I completely bombed a chemistry exam, and if you know me, that might not be very surprising, but I kind of started this semester with such high hopes and thinking like I was so excited to put in the effort and ace my way through organic, and I set so many goals and like so much intention riding on this year. And I mean, I came in with such high motivation and will and focus, and I don't know when in the semester it happened, but I've sort of just been feeling really out of it recently. I had gotten sick like 2 weeks ago, and I literally could not get out of bed for like 2 days. I was stuck, and I was trying to keep up with the work, and I was doing a pretty good job of like emailing and keeping up with things, but from that point forward, I just have been sort of almost like I'm locked out of my own head, if that makes any sense. Like, I've just resorted to watching Friends and playing Sudoku puzzles. I don't know. I'm in this weird sort of place, I guess. But I mean, I told myself from the very beginning of the semester, like, I absolutely cannot fail. Like, I failed chemistry once. I learned from it. I got a straight B the next semester. And I'm like, I cannot fail. And then I looked at my grade yesterday, and I was out at dinner with my mom and my sister and her friend, and I saw it, and I knew that it was gonna be bad, but it kind of just like hit me in that moment of, oh shit, I messed up. And I've been talking to my therapist about the fact that when I see like a to-do list or even just one single assignment, I just cannot bring myself to do it. And I know that I can figure it out, and I know that I wouldn't be in this situation if I couldn't handle it. But at the same time, it's like a force is like stopping me from starting. And I can also feel like I know when this sort of feeling is presenting itself, because I start reflecting a lot more on the past, and that's something that I've definitely been doing lately. Just yesterday I was like reading through my old journals, And looking at all of these, you know, thoughts, these like immense all-consuming crushes I had over people that I don't see anymore, and like all of these, you know, thoughts and tensions and arguments and discussions and feelings about people who I haven't talked to in months or years. And it's so strange seeing how much of a hold things had on me, like how many times I was stressed out about finishing my English readings or about, you know, practicing for my next music lesson, and things that were genuinely like the end of the world for me. And I can still understand why they were, but now I like look at all of the stressors and like the things that are causing me distress now, and I just like sort of, it's like my soul leaves my body, but like not in a good way. And I guess I should tell you what I have going on, because there's been a lot of changes since I last saw you. I don't know what my last video was, but I am in my, was it 4th semester? Yeah, 4th semester of college. I'm a psych major now. I think I announced that, but I'm very happy to be a psych major. I love it, genuinely. The classes are everything. They're so interesting, and the content and material, I just love it. Yeah, I mean, my classes besides chemistry have been great. My university has this sort of program where you pick a language that you qualify for, and then you can live in a sort of apartment style dorm with other people who are learning or speak that language. So I'm living with 2 other Korean learners and 2 foreign exchange students from abroad, which is so cool. And I've been loving it. Yeah, I definitely, like, my Korean knowledge has exponentially grown since the beginning of the semester. I'm just like, I'm happy. Yeah, and every week we go out and do something new. So last week it was a trip to H Mart. Tomorrow we will be having a cooking night. I'm so excited. We're making tteokbokki and I think panjeon. And I'm so excited. So that's been going great. Another thing that has been going so great and like so much better than I ever could have imagined, I joined my school's marching band this past August, and I can safely say that that has been like the best decision I've ever made. Even just thinking about it, I love going to rehearsal, and even on the days where I'm like dreading leaving the house, or the days where I'm like counting down the minutes even till it's over, I'm still loving every minute of it. And I've met so many incredible, wonderful people, made so many awesome friends, and you know, even the close friends that I had connections to have just like grown and flourished, and I love it there. I really do. That has just brought me so much joy, and every game day is like, it's like a refresh. It's so healing. On the topic of friends, I've definitely had a lot of changes in my social life. I've been going out to parties. That's so unlike me, but this is Reena 2.0, I guess. I mean, I still consider myself an introvert, but I've found that maybe I'm not completely an introvert, but I was just surrounding myself with the wrong people. Because if you asked me like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have said, oh, I love nothing more than just being by myself. You know, I just need to see my parents once in a while and I'm good. First semester of freshman year, I was just perfectly fine spending all day alone in my dorm. I would, you know, spend my Saturdays at home just doing my own thing. And that was okay. Like, that was all I needed. And yes, I was depressed. Not to say I wasn't dreading that entire first semester, but I was okay. Like I was okay being titled an introvert and like living with that. But now lately, it's like I've almost become a new person, but not really. Like I am myself, but I am so much more outgoing, and like cannot tell you the last time, besides the time I got really sick, the last time that I just stayed inside like all weekend. I'm it's crazy. And so there's been good changes, there's been not so good changes. But yeah, I've had these incredible friends that I've made recently, and without saying too much, I did unfortunately have a fallout, a breakup, you could call it, with this really long-term friendship of mine. And it was something that took a lot of thought and deliberation, and something that I kind of saw coming for a while, but I just didn't know how to come to terms with it. And it was something that like the universe was screaming at me to do. And I knew, like, you know, I had to talk to my therapist, I had to talk to my mom, my friends, my sister. I consulted like all the pages of my journal, and it was a hard decision, but I, you know, for the sake of my own well-being, like this relationship was kind of eating me alive, and I had to go. And I mean, saying goodbye to a long-term relationship like that, literally, like when I explain the relationship to other people, they're like, I swear you could have thought we were dating. And I feel like that's common in like a lot of feminine relationships, or like, you know, it goes beyond a friendship. But it was drawing too much on the border of, not even the border of, it was codependent, and it was not healthy. So I had to break it off. And again, like, that's not something you just wake up one day and decide. Like, it was definitely something that I had been needing to do for a really long time. And I mean, that happened, and then at the same time, now I'm in the process, my parents are in the process of getting a new house, and so we've just started packing up and moving again. And this place is going to be closer to a lot of things, closer to the city, closer to my extended family, closer to my new friends. And so it's sort of, it really feels like I'm building this new life. And like, you know, people say that your 20s are the most transformative era, and like when, you know, you fully, you know, grow into who you are going to be for the rest of your life. And there's like so many unique experiences that you're gonna go through. But I didn't expect it to start the second I turned 20. Like, literally, I turned 20 in March, and I immediately felt like my brain felt different. Like, the way I looked at things was different. My thoughts were different. What I wanted out of life and what I wanted to be was changing. And now it's like a lot of my life has changed. Even things as simple as like my fashion sense. I won't lie, like it's different. And I find myself, you know, not all change is good and not all change is bad, but there have been areas where I've been noticing myself sort of scared a bit more to be myself. And I think that might be just because I have these new relationships, and because I am so happy around these people. I don't want to mess it up, you know? Because God forbid I like go out in a stupid outfit that I think looks great, and then, you know, I don't have other people's approval. Oh, God forbid that happen. But I mean, it's genuine, it's true. Like, I have definitely battled with insecurity, of course, and I've battled a lot with seeking approval from others, and that's why I found myself getting into, naturally being drawn to these codependent relationships and drawn to people who would suck your energy. And it's like, you can't blame one person or the other. Like, I definitely in the past have been one to foster a relationship where I'm like, use me as your rug. I'll still like give you all of my money and all of my care. And now it's like, I don't tolerate that anymore. And now it's like, I can say no. And yeah, I still sometimes feel a little bad about it, but I have just changed in so many ways, Another big elephant in my head, at least, I should address. I have some plans of studying abroad pretty soon. I won't give too much away yet, but if and when this, happens, expect some very good vlogs. I will just say that. I'm so excited, and I really hope it comes true. And there are so many things this winter and spring so many things that are coming up that I'm so excited about. And I can't say too much yet. I can't give it away. Just know, like, things are very, very shitty right now, but I have faith that it'll get better. I mean, as far as like chemistry goes, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and do it. And that's easier said than done. Like, I literally find myself staring at my assignments and like staring at the page of things that I have to do, and I just can't bring myself to do it. And I, will sit there for an hour, like, unable to even open my notebook because I'm like, I just can't. But I can, and I know I can, and I know you can with whatever you're going through. It's just like, it sucks. I don't know. I've been getting those quotes about how, like, people talk about how, maybe you think you're not doing enough because your perception of enough keeps changing. Like, you keep raising the bar before, you can take a look and realize that you've achieved it. And, like, even the people I surround myself with, like the people I compare myself to, it's like, I realize, I'm comparing myself to, which is terrible, don't do that, but I compare myself to people who I perceive as better than me because that is deep down what I believe that I deserve. And it's like, that's what jealousy is all about, is like wanting something that you think you deserve that you don't have yet. And so I feel like I just have to take that energy and transform it into me making shit happen, and again, easier said than done. But like, I'm fortunate enough to have the resources and to have people around me who will help and who will foster this like commitment to being a better person and to being successful. And not everybody has that, but I feel like everybody should have that. Anyways, that's just where I've been. Let's talk about something fun, shall we? We can discuss. So my viewing habits have also changed. My YouTube watch history has shifted a bit. I have been really into Jake Weber and Tara Yummy. Have been really great. As I said, I've been watching a lot of Friends. I actually binge watched the entire show of Friends my first year of college. And now I am nearing the end of my second year, and I'm like halfway through a rewatch. Not to say that I don't still love The Office, because I do. I still, The Office will always be number one to me. Always. But I've been loving Friends recently, and it's become a comfort show for me. And that's what I look for in a show. Like, I'm not really into, what other genres are there? I don't know. I'm not really into a lot of different types of shows, but I naturally gravitate towards sitcoms and like childhood shows just because I crave comfort in a show. That's a pattern for me. Shows and movies, even music, I crave that comfort. Music wise, I've been a little bit all over the place. Definitely it was Taylor Swift's album, which got me it took me a while to get used to it. But I mean, there's some good ones on there. I won't debate. Maybe I will. Oh, I did go to some concerts recently. I saw 17 and Leve 1 week apart in the same arena. And those are just amazing. Leve was a transformative experience. I left that arena like literally a changed woman. I was telling my friends like that was incredible. And I admire her so much. She's so talented and magnificent and wonderful, and she's so sweet. And I wish I recorded the things that she said, because she expressed how, DC felt so intimate, and she went into growing up, spending a little bit of time there, and during COVID, starting her journey. And she talked a lot about dreams and how if a girl sitting in her apartment in the city during lockdown could make it to selling out Capital One Arena, then anything is possible for you. Going back to the YouTube thing, I completely brushed over YouTubers I've been watching. So Jake Weber and Tara Yummy, of course, love their vlogs, and they're so comforting. Sterniola triplets, always a fan. I mean, if I was a triplet, that would be really weird, and I literally could not. Could you imagine if there were 3 of me? That is terrifying. I don't know, maybe I'll get a car someday and force my friends to sit here and yap for an hour with me. If you have any recommendations of what you'd like me to yap about, I would love to be that type of person for you. But I love these videos. And also Madeline RG. I love her videos. I love her transparency. I love her honesty. I love her chaos, her goofiness. I love her Pretty Little Lonesome podcast. That is my favorite podcast ever. I'm not a huge podcast person, but that one, well, that's a lie. Yeah, I've been watching The Wizard Liz still whenever she comes out with a new video. It's always a mental refresh, sort of. And, yeah. Oh, let's talk about something. Best Dressed posted on Instagram again. Now, if that's not a great sign, I don't know what is. I literally, I told my friends, I was I love being on full transparency now. I love being on Prozac because it has healed so many of my symptoms. I no longer get absolutely agitated and angry and furious at the simplest, sounds and sights. And it's helped so much. My OCD has been so much more manageable. This is not an ad for Prozac, but it could be. Love it. However, I have not been able to genuinely sob in so long, and it's killing me. Just gonna jump in here and add that as of 2 days ago, that is no longer correct, no longer accurate, but my point still stands. So I wonder if that's part of why I'm so numb lately, and just I don't know, God forbid a girl want to cry her heart out every once in a while. It's so frustrating. I was at the 17 concert, and I was processing the fact that these, the people who literally got me into K-pop, got me into Korean and Korean culture, and who literally shaped my personality and shaped the direction of my life were standing right in front of me, and I couldn't shed a single... Should I curse? No, my sister's watching this. Get out. I couldn't shed a single tear. No, that's burden. That's burden. How? What? Not a single tear. Like, are you kidding me? They were right there. Vernon had his solo. I was recording it and I was like, wait, literally to my friends, I was like, wait, that's Vernon. Like that's Vernon. Like that's him. And I couldn't cry. Oh my God. It was killing me. Where was I going with this? I was going somewhere and then I completely lost the plot. Anyways, I maybe I want to sit in my room and listen to sad girl music and shed a few tears. No, but genuinely, like that medicine has worked wonders for me and I'm so grateful to have it. I wish I could tell you something interesting like my romantic life. That we can talk about pretty quick. Let's talk about that. So I had developed, my friend, if you know who you are, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry you have to hear me talk about this for the bajillionth time. You don't have to stay, trust me. You won't miss anything. I'll see you tomorrow. So I developed this crush, this attraction, shall we say, to a certain somebody. How obvious should I make this? Hair that looks like it was blessed by the sun, and eyes the color of a million oceans, and like disgusting. Ugh, I hate him. Long story somewhat short. So I started catching feelings for him, like a month ago, I would say. Just purely based off of looks alone, and then I found out a little bit about him. I stalked his Instagram. Literally now, when you type his first initial, like he's the first one that pops up on Instagram within the span of like 0.00001 second. It's insane. It's I have a problem. You should read my journals. That would be a fun video, going through my old journals and exposing myself. If things hit rock bottom, like that'll get me 1,000 views. Maybe more. So yeah, I started catching feelings, then I told my friend about it, and I told some other friends about it, and I told pretty much everybody but him about it. And I became a full-on yearner. I made him a playlist. I told myself I would not make a playlist for this one because every time I've made a playlist for somebody, the relationship has gone down the drain. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it, and then I did it. And the worst part of it all was this was like the first playlist I made for somebody that was like 90% reputation tracks, and if you know, you know. So guys, I ran out of storage. I don't know how long I can yap now. I need to clear my storage. No. Anyways, long story short, I caught feelings for this guy, and I, as time went on, I kept telling people about it. I told literally everybody but him. I made him a playlist. It was stupid. And then eventually I went to a party with my friends, and I was like, you know what? Tonight's the night. I'm going to tell him how I feel, and if he doesn't feel the same, I'm going to forget about it. And if he does, great. And so I kept trying to go up to him. My friends literally, actually, I wasn't even trying. My friends kept dragging me to go up and talk to him all night. And every time I got close, I would say like one word, or I would look at him and he would walk away. And by the end of the night, I was like, okay, fuck this, fuck him, fuck men. And so eventually I just like forgot about him or tried to, and danced with my friends at like 2 a.m. because that is what you do when you were over a man. Anyways, now like just ew, like I don't want to think about him. I don't want to talk about him. I just like done. But that was a fun little snippet for like a good month. Currently single. All that to say, we are now focusing on our studies. We're gonna pass chemistry this semester, and we're gonna have a wonderful time for the rest of the year and for next year. Anyways, I don't want to get cut off again by my storage, so I'm gonna go home and hopefully see you very, very soon. Thank you for listening. All the kisses and love. I hope that you are doing well. Oh, fall. What funny timing is that? I hope you're doing well, genuinely, and I look forward to talking to you some more. So I will see you. Bye bye. Have a good week, a good night, a good morning, wherever you are.